Welcome everybody. Today we're going to be doing the world's easiest landscape, watercolor landscape. We're going to do some trees in the forest, and we're going to be painting these basically by negative painting them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to mix up some color, getting some burnt sienna and ultramarine blue mixed up together. And I'm going to come into here, and again, I'm just making this up. What I'm going to do is going to be trees in the forest, but what I'm not doing is I'm not actually painting the trees. I'm negative painting and painting around the trees. So this is going to become our branch or our tree over here leaning. And when I do this, you want to go pretty fast because you don't want to get hard edges. I don't want to make the first layer too dark either. So if you put down too much color, soak it back up with the brush. I'll lighten this up a little bit here on this side. So this is going to become our tree, and that branch is going to go off that direction. So I just dripped into the tree. That's okay. And there's another little branch right there, but I'm not actually painting the tree, I'm painting around it. Okay, that's another branch right there. And we're gonna have our tree line go to our trees in the forest be back in there. Grab some more color, some yellow here, yellow ochre. I'm using a big squirrel mop brush, a number 6 squirrel mop brush. These guys are great because they hold lots of paint and lots of water. I'm pretty much just using burnt sienna at this point in time, but you got to get back to everything before it starts to get dry on you. Otherwise you're going to get hard edges. So now what's interesting about this is I've got these big drips I've got to clean up. That's not too big of a deal. While things are still wet, it's pretty easy to get it off the paper. Take a brush, paper towel, come in here, thirsty brush it so the brush soaks up the color. You can just dab that too. I mean, it doesn't matter too much. And then come back in here and then just scrub and get that off. Not worried about that sort of stuff. Now the one thing when I did this is I want to try to keep the water even across the whole surface here because I don't want lots of water blossoms all over this area. And so because this is all really wet right now, I'm gonna have to get underneath the paper with my paper towel. Otherwise that's gonna form blossoms on the side there. All right, now I'm gonna show you something too. This is really fun. If you want to get some texture into here, you can throw some salt into it, or you can do this. Yes, I just spit on my painting. All right, now time for part 2 of the demonstration. Now once this paper is 1000% dry, if you can touch it and it feels cold, it means it's probably still a little bit wet, so just hit it with the hairdryer. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna paint other trees. But you have to remember, since we're negative painting, the trees are already painted, we're just gonna paint around them. And if you wanna do a drawing beforehand, you're welcome to do that also. So I'm gonna start over here since I'm left-handed. And we're gonna put a little tree right there. And I'm doing this section by section so that when I get back into an area, I don't get hard edges and hard lines. Trying to keep the water relatively even across the whole thing so it doesn't form blossoms on us. And I just have to use some darker colors. So something like that yellow ochre I was using before will work, but it's not really going to darken things down very much. All right, so this tree is branching off here. And I'm coming into here, and I'm going to put the branch into here. Remember, we're not actually painting the tree, we're negative and we're painting around it. That stupid paper's sticking up on me a little bit. Let's put that down here for a second. All right, don't let this stuff dry. Use a lot of water, a lot of paint. Come back into these areas before you get edges. And we're gonna put another little tree into the background here too. Use lots of nice juicy color, because the more time you're mixing the paint, the color together, the more your paper is gonna dry on you. So we'll have another tree leaning over this way. Take that off for a second, and I got to get all this stuff wet before those edges start to get hard. Okay, now that's a tree trunk, and that's gonna become another tree trunk right here too. What I'm doing is I'm going back in with more color, something darker, and we're gonna put this little tree trunk here, and then his branches are gonna go over here, and it's gonna go behind this tree. I'm gonna fill this section in right. I'll come over here, I'm going to do some more branches in here. Lots of water, lots of color, our little branch there. Do this section by section though. Okay, so there's another little happy tree right there. You get big puddles, you can wick it up a little bit. I don't know who's making that much noise out there. This place is never loud. Okay, and then now we're gonna make one more tree. So another one over here. And this tree trunk is gonna be right about there. Lots of color, lots of water. Gotta make that dark enough so that it pops out. So I'm using pretty much just blues right now. Cobalt blue, ultramarine blue. going section by section. Otherwise, if I don't do that, things are gonna start to dry on me too much. I'll get back and have hard edges. I don't want that. And I'm grabbing some more blue here. Sometimes I just use the dirt that's on my palette. I never clean my palette ever. Okay, and now we just painted 3 more trees by basically just negative painting. We didn't actually paint the trees themselves, we just painted around the trees. Now you can see that's all really, really wet right now, so I don't want to go back into things unless I want to get water blossoms. So I'm going to let that dry, so then we'll do part 3 in just a second. Well, oops, this is supposed to be part 3, but this is actually going to be part 4 because I forgot to hit record for part 4. What I did in the last part was I came in here and I negative painted more trees back in here. So I painted this area darker, that area darker, and that defined that tree that makes that pop out. And you can still see how wet this is. Then on this side, what I did is I inverted the positive negative shape, and I came in here and I actually positive painted these trees here and here as opposed to negative painting. So it doesn't all have to be negative painting. Now what I have to do with this to kind of finish this up is I have to have some sort of a source, light source. So where's our light source going to be coming from here? Now I don't want to get into here too much because this is all really, really wet. So let's make our light source come from the left hand side and go across the right hand side. What I do now is I'm going to mix up some blue, a little bit of brown, which makes kind of a nice gray down color. I'm going to come into here. So our shadow is going to be on this side. And I'm just trying to keep my hand out of wet paint right now. So if the light source is coming in from the left hand side, shadow would be here someplace. Now you got to remember with trees, the trees aren't perfectly cylindrical. They've got knobs, bumps, all kinds of good stuff. Put my hand in wet paint. I'm trying not to touch those wet areas. So while things are still wet, come in here with some water. And you can give yourself, not quite blossoms, but give yourself some hard edges, some softer edges. And I'm going to come over here on this side too. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a tree. I'm going to darken that up a little bit there. Come in here now, and I'm grabbing a finer brush. One of the little rigger ones, or I don't even know what they're called. They're just small. And I can come into here, and I can do some little grasses if I want to. You could grab some more of the color and do a little, if you wanted to, some dry brush. And a little bit of spattering of the foreground, just so it tells you that's more of the foreground area, a little bit more detail. And that is the world's easiest watercolor landscape painting. Only using 2 colors, or maybe 3 colors. I ended up using 2 blues, the Cobalt blue, Ultramarine blue, and burnt sienna.
I'll have more upcoming videos and tutorials soon. If you'd like to see more of my work, check out ryanfoxpainting.com. Good luck and happy painting.